Welcome viewers. Former FBI official Frank Figliuzzi has remained cautious when talking about the FBI and Justice Department's deliberative movements dealing with Donald Trump, but in his most recent panel discussion with MNBC's Nicole Wallace on Tuesday, Figliuzzi indicated he was frustrated with how slow they moved when it comes to the classified documents sitting in Mar-a-Lago. Before we proceed, if you are new to my channel, please take a minute of your precious time to hit the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell to get the latest updates from us. So, for those of us sitting at home trying to figure out what was the switch that flipped and got them to the search warrant, what was it that happened, and I think it's a myriad of things. Figliuzzi: there are human sources because we know from filings there's references repeatedly to witnesses who have been interviewed, so that's great, but I think one of those so-called witnesses was the surveillance camera footage. I think what the "why" saw was, no surprise here, that they couldn't trust Trump. By that I mean by then a couple of locks had been slapped on the storage room door, right? Oh, everything's supposed to be fine while we continued to nicely, civilly discuss and negotiate whatever's going to happen, but the surveillance cameras showed that there were people coming in and out of the rooms and changing out boxes and containers that the X's were in. Oh, that gets us, Nicole, into this whole issue of why were they charging falsification and destruction or masking of evidence. Say, well, that's part of it. I think it's not just the Trump lawyer who filed a form saying, "You've got everything, we gave you everything, there's no more." It's also, I think, the storage room surveillance footage that says, "No, darn it, they're not securing the room," he continued, "and by the way, they seem to be moving stuff out, and by the way, they seem to be changing the containers that documents may be in. There's that going on here as we can see where they're getting to the statute. The statutory elements may have been met. We see and see what may have flipped the switch in part to get to a search warrant." He also cited the New York Times report that said Trump personally went through the documents in Jan 222, after spending months negotiating with the National Archives about whether or not he'd turn over he documents. Let's talk about this. Let's look at it himself. Here's what that does. It takes this defense that, the movers did it. I didn't know anything about this. I had no knowledge of this. Figliuzzi cited as some excuses Trump might use. They were told, repeatedly, how significant these documents were for national security, and he knows it. Oh, again, we're getting into that statute for espionage. What is your take on this matter? Please tell us in the comments, and remember to subscribe as well. Thanks for watching.